Earlier this week, I spoke with Idaho Secretary of State Phil McGrain, who explained that if they'd known in time, Dr. Ayyadurai would have been removed from Idaho's ballots.
We learned about it right at the print deadline for all of the ballots to get all those initial absentee ballots out. And so there was a scramble leading up to that, and there's a deadline to get ballots printed.
Now, the Idaho Secretary of State's office is examining what options they have to remove Ayyadurai from the already printed ballots, if any. McGrain said Ayyadurai's running and the late notice of his status as a non-natural born citizen did expose room for growth in election security going forward.
When we actually vote on November 5th, we're not going to be voting for the presidential candidates themselves. So you're not voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. I know in our hearts that's exactly what we're doing, and that's the intention, but instead we're voting for the 4 electors that are also listed on the ballot. We've ensured they're Idahoans, they're registered to vote. That's what we're actually voting on. So it is interesting for us in this process. We were so much more focused on the electors that we weren't focused on the candidates. Like, we didn't ask citizenship for President Trump any different than we did anybody else.
But that argument, based on the Constitution's eligibility clause that calls for presidents to be natural born, is a big part of why Ayyadurai is running for president in the first place. He argues a naturalized citizen like him who surrendered previous citizenship and took an oath to become American should be eligible. He says under the 14th Amendment of equal treatment under the law, the 25 million naturalized Americans currently living in the country are, quote, unequal citizens by being denied access to the presidency.
I took an oath of allegiance that I will defend the United States. Quote unquote, natural born people don't even have to take that oath. I believe I've contributed. So the issue is you have 25 million American citizens who have been brainwashed to think, oh yeah, you're a citizen, but you can't hold that office. I'm challenging that. Underlying this is really a fundamental racism and a xenophobia. At a fundamental level, I think that's what the founders were seeking. Who would be supporting the advancement of this country?
As we close in on Election Day, Ayyadurai is continuing to fight to have his name put back on ballots where he was removed, like in New Jersey, hoping to take the issue of eligibility to the Supreme Court. Today, Ayyadurai remains on Idaho's ballots, and any vote for him will count. In studio, Dakota Castetz, DJ.